Today, I want to talk about some of the things that narcissists do when you aren't around. And in this, I'm not stating that all narcissists have these behaviors, but these are some common traits that a lot of them do have. So hi everyone, my name is Deanna King for those who don't know me, and this channel is All Talk Narcissism and Codependency. So today I want to talk about 6 things that seem to be a commonality amongst narcissists that they'll do when left to their own devices and you're away. So let's dive right in. One of the big things is how they snoop. Remember, they are predators. They are going to look through your drawers, your closets, and any space that you keep for yourself. They're going to look through any of your paperwork, especially journals that they can read. They'll take pictures of any information that they can get their hands on. And some information can be your financial statements or your credit card information. Narcissists believe that they are entitled to whatever is yours. Their motto is, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. So pay attention to your credit card statements here. Your financial statements could indicate that you have good standing credit or savings, and they can use that information to manipulate you into helping them start a new business that you will absolutely regret later on down the road. Other information can be things that they can use against you in something you may have written in a private journal. Maybe you had an unpleasant experience with a friend, a boss, or a family member, and you jotted down your frustrations that day. So now they can use it for smear campaigns later on when they need it. The worst part in all of this is that the narcissist is already starting a smear campaign from the very beginning because they know full well that an end to this relationship will come at one point. They'll tell their friends that you're really nice, but they're a bit concerned about your insecurities, for example, or your state of mind, and how they're hoping to help you in some way. It's pretty sad that here you are entering a new relationship and you're already being betrayed like that. The second one that you want to pay attention to is they will steal from you. Narcissists have no remorse for anything that they do. They lack compassion and the knowledge of what it is to be human. And they'll steal from you for different reasons. One of them is that they can take something that you have that's nice and in good condition and gift it to someone that they may want to get supply from. It can be a co-worker who could get them a higher position at work, or a store owner that they find delightful. They can also take something of value like a gold ring and pawn it for money. They might take it to gaslight you and watch you squirm trying to find your item, making you look as though you're losing your mind. Another reason that a narcissist might take something you cherish from you is to punish you. You might have had a fight the night before, or maybe you didn't reply to a comment that they made, or maybe you just got acknowledged for something at work and you're feeling really happy. And at that point, they might just take something away from you that's important to you and throw it out. You can't feel good because that makes you above them somehow in their heads. And they're extremely vengeful. So any little thing is seen as a betrayal, and everything to them is a betrayal. So you're getting punished. They are not nice people. The third thing that I want to mention that they do when they're alone is the mirror. And believe me, it isn't mirror work. They will stand in front of their mirrors and admire themselves. They're lovers of self. It really is the image we see of Narcissus admiring his reflection in the lake that we often see portrayed. They might spend the afternoon trying on clothes, putting on makeup, and posing as models. They love to look at themselves in the mirror. Pay attention to every time they walk by a mirror. They can't help but look. Or you might notice that if you walk by the bathroom, you'll often see them looking at themselves. But when they're alone, they really go to town. And they'll be admiring every aspect of their bodies. I had this woman I was coaching once, and she was starting this new relationship with someone who, of course, had moved in right away. And one day she left for an appointment. I don't know if it was a doctor's appointment or a dentist, but she was expecting to be back within a couple of hours. But on her way back, she got into this accident and she ended up in the hospital. And by the time that she was finally given her phone back, hours had gone by and it was now dark out. She immediately looked at her messages, expecting her new boyfriend to have called and concerned for her, but There were zero texts or phone calls. So she started calling him and called until she was finally released from the hospital, which was midnight by then. Not once did he pick up. And when she got home, she was greeted with this loud music. He was a musician, or a wannabe anyway. So she followed the music into her bedroom, where she found him standing in front of mirrors. He had pulled out every big mirror in the house and had placed it against the wall. And he had moved her bed and her dresser to the side. And he was just standing there admiring himself playing his guitar. And this guy wasn't a 20-year-old either. Not one question like, are you okay, or where were you? Another thing that they can do is create their own photo shoot session, then download all the images as they sit there just admiring these selfies of themselves. They really are lovers of self. It's pretty shallow when you think of it. Narcissists just can't seem to get enough of themselves, and they think that others feel the same way about them too. What they don't realize is that this is a turnoff for most people. There's a lot that they don't realize. They act as though they're aware of everything going on. They'll watch you like a hawk and tell you how tuned in they are to you, but that's because they're watching you like a hawk. They'll show off all their knowledge and skills, yet when it comes to self-awareness, they would get an F for failure to launch. Number 4, another thing that the narcissists may do when they're alone is spy on you. Narcissists often engage in controlling and intrusive behavior to monitor their partners, especially when their partners are out of sight. And here are some common tactics that they may use to spy on their partners: using technology, tracking devices or apps, installing GPS tracking apps on their partner's phone, or secretly placing a physical tracker in their car or belongings, monitoring phones, gaining access to their partner's phone to check messages, call logs, and browsing history if, of course, the partner left their phone at home. Hidden cameras is another one, placing hidden cameras in personal spaces or the car. Spyware, installing spyware or devices to monitor online activities, social media, or even real-time locations. Social media surveillance, monitoring social media accounts, checking posts, likes, and comments for any indication of their partner's activities. Fake accounts, creating fake profiles to interact with their partner or observe their activity undetected. Enlisting flying monkeys, manipulating mutual friends or family members to keep tabs on their partner and report back. Some even hire private investigators. Then we have direct interference, showing up unannounced, suddenly appearing at places they know their partner will be under the guise of coincidence. Phone check-ins, calling or texting excessively to keep their partner on the phone and track their location. Neighboring or community spies, recruiting neighbors or community members. Narcissists might ask others to keep an eye out and report anything unusual about their partner's activities. You might want to protect yourself. Secure your devices, use strong passwords, and regularly check for tracking apps or spyware. Limit social media sharing. Be cautious about sharing your location or plans online. And stay alert. Be mindful of unusual behavior from mutual connections or unexplained encounters. These behaviors, they highlight the narcissist's deep need for control and their fear of losing power over their partner. The next one is, other than watching you online while you're away, is they might take advantage of that and go on dating sites. Narcissists need constant supply, and you might think that you're giving them lots, but when it comes to narcissists, it's never enough. And they'll, of course, use a false name and false whereabouts and false careers. Everything with them is false. But when it comes to dating sites, they can feed their fantasies any way that they like. They might portray themselves as doctors, lawyers, models, and the list goes on. It's whatever tickles their fancy. They'll get a rise out of playing these roles and gaining all of the attention. And you might think that they couldn't possibly get away with that, because eventually you would see some of the emails. But don't be too vulnerable, because many of them have email addresses that you aren't aware of. And some of them even have second phones. So lastly, we have number 6. They might use their time alone to try and connect with exes or some old contacts that will give them information on their exes, but often they'll try and go directly towards the ex. And that can be done through social media messages or emailing them. So while they're love bombing you, they're also love bombing the ex, telling them things like how they miss them. It's like I said, never enough supply with them. The more supply they get, the better they feel. Narcissists get their confidence through external referencing. So as soon as there isn't any external to refer to, they go on empty and they weaken. So there you have it. 6 unsettling things narcissists might do when you're not around. These behaviors stem from their deep need for control, attention, and validation. And it's important to remember that not every narcissist will display all of these traits, like I said in the beginning, but patterns like these are common enough to raise red flags. If you recognize some of these behaviors in your own experiences, know that you're not alone, and then share the comments down below. I'd like to hear your stories. The best way to protect yourself is by staying informed, setting strong boundaries, and trusting your instincts. Narcissists, they thrive on secrecy and manipulation, but knowledge is power. And the more you understand their tactics, the better equipped you are to safeguard your peace and well-being. That being said, thank you for joining me today. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos about narcissism, codependency, and healing. And as always, remember, you are stronger than you think, and you deserve a life filled with respect, love, and authenticity. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.